You won't know who I am from what you perceive. But if you listen when we speak, then you will receive a glimpse of who I am. And then you'll believe and have a life of peace because your soul is at ease. You see, our source is the essence of which this world is conceived, which means that we were here before the bird and the bee. Now, if you have not guessed, I am eternity. But now, if you have guessed and you guessed correctly, that simply means we share the same destiny to realize we are the God and Trinity that is talked about in Christianity. Now some will say that vanity or go as far as insanity. It's because they believe in Western theology. But as for we, you see, we choose ancient Kemetic philosophy. Not to say that's the only path to immortality. That's the path for we, this life, you see, as we devote our life to helping others be free, so they in turn can reach their full divinity. And this is done because of the he in I and the I in he. Peace and wholeness. Hey, 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 hey. Welcome, welcome, welcome,
Hey,
one and
hey.
all.
Ha ha ha. One love and wellness. Hey, hey, hey. Ashe, Ashe. Grand awakening. Grand
Indeed,
rising.
indeed.
Grand dawning.
Yes, as we go through our usual ritual of setting the tone, carrying the space, opening the portal to the ever eternal present moment. As we use this present moment to invoke, as anyone desires you, prayers, your meditation, invocation, libation, because as you think, so shall it be. So whatever you ask for in this moment, your prayer, so shall it be. As you sit still and just simply listen in your meditative state, you shall receive. And anyone that is thought of in any dimension that you wish to send well wishes to, it is done with the internal libation. Again, this is our usual ritual of settling into the now as we remind ourselves that we are it. All there is, all that was, and all that shall be. As we simply sit with that, bringing all parts of ourselves to this moment in time, in place, in space. Indeed, indeed. Once again, officially welcome you to another discussion on this Soulful Sunday.
Glad to be here.
Right on, right on.
MotherLove, how you doing?
It's so beautiful to see you today. One Love and Wellness, Master Chef, Master
Indeed,
Tony.
indeed. Yes.
Is there another joining us?
Yes.
Queen Mockdash. Uh-huh.
Hey.
Ashe, one love.
Good to hear you again.
Good to hear you as well.
Ashe. So, are you guys feeling what I'm feeling lately? I'm feeling some real anticipative energy, like something is about to happen. Like I gotta get up in the middle of the night. The spirit's been waking me up and telling me to. I mean, I'm hearing and listening and doing, and the wee hours, the bewitching hours of the night seem to be, I'm getting that high energy. Anybody else getting that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
feeling that joy, right?
Yeah.
Walking
And
around
like say what?
No, I said I'll be walking around sounding like a preacher, all happy, like, Lord, oh, I'm so thankful. How you doing? Good. Oh,
Woo!
yes. How you feeling today? Oh, that's good. Yes, Lord. Oh.
Yeah.
Yes. That gratitude, man, that's really getting me. I mean, I be crying and bawling and like in such tears of happiness. Like I just overflow with it sometimes. Like I'm so grateful, so thankful that I actually listen. That's what I'm really grateful for. Because at some point I had stopped listening as much. And now it's like, good gracious, my ears, I can hear like my spiritual ears I got Dumbo ears size now, like wow.
Got them antennas. Look like
That's right.
Yeah.
No, not Dumbo. I should say elephant size ears. I shouldn't take it to the blonde moment side of me, which I do have some blonde moments, but not Dumbo. Elephant. So anybody else feeling like this whole Christmas season, this whole Kwanzaa season, 12 days of Christmas? You guys get that ever? I researched it a little bit. I thought it was before Christmas. I thought it led up to Christmas. But the first day of Christmas is Christmas. And then the 12 days after that, up to January 6th, and like up in New York and New Jersey, they had like big celebrations for what they call Three Kings Day or Epiphany Day, or it's the 12th day of Christmas, the 6th of January. But with what's going on in addition, like I'm still feeling like amped up energy. So when I checked, I mean, I heard about this Kali Yuga thing, and that's in the Hinduism kind of era, but like I'm not into a religion per se. I'm into the energy. And so feeling the energy, I can confirm that they're onto something, but it doesn't have to be what I'm feeling. I'm just saying I'm seeing the cosmological, like these three major stars are lining up. Sirius, of course, the Orion Belt, the constellation. I don't know all of the planets, but I know there are three major stars, like three kings, that are lined up. And apparently there's a 6-hour period tomorrow, the 15th, during the bewitching hours, that the portal is open, kind of like the Lion's Gate, kind of like, you know, the other days that are cosmological, energetically lined up days. That is another, like, hidden in plain sight on Martin Luther King's birthday. You know, like, we think they allow these holy days, these holidays, these days where they give us off and an opportunity to rest and enjoy and celebrate whatever they taking for the moment to be the highlight. But really, these holy days line up. It's 11/11. They line up with the cosmological magnificence, the magnitude, you know, bigger, much bigger. You know, we expect a dust on the big grand scale of things. But we are sensing I'm sensing, y'all sensing, we sensing it. We're picking up on it. The indigo children, per se, I'm on the cusp of that, but we are more tuned in. And I'm so thankful for having folks around me that are also tuned in and feeling it. So I share you guys, one love.
Indeed, one love. Mm-hmm.
I got some more to say, I always do, but I would like for us to share. So as
Well, that's good.
as
You're giving us something to talk about, something to roll on. I heard about the I.C.U the other day.
Right. And
Okay.
you know, I'm not into Hinduism, but it's spiritual, it's energy, and I'm feeling it. So whatever, you know, whoever wanted to discover it and categorize it in that cycle, you know, apparently the ending of the Kali Yuga brings us to this new age, which is the golden age, which is coming out of the Iron Age into. So there's like an energetic shift that's going on. There's some solar flares that was happening, kind of like to test, to prime the pump, to make sure we were tuned in. Like, you know how we send out these broadcasts and say, hold the date, you know, hold the space. So it's kind of giving us the ramp up to say, okay, if you tuned in, stay tuned, because some bigger stuff is happening. And I see that, I feel that, I sense that, even though they say the opening is in the wee hours, let's say tonight, starting at about 2 a.m. until about 6 a.m. I'm sorry, it's 6 hours, so it would be like 1 to 7.
Well, look,
something
look,
like that.
you feeling it right now. So it's already started.
Already started.
Yeah, because
Right
I'm
here.
lining up. And the more you line up with it, the more you're going to feel it. The more you lining up with listening.
Gratitude. Keep that attitude of gratitude. Keep it flowing. You don't know where the source of that is coming from, but you know you feel that wellspring of energy that is bubbling up all from the core. You feel it. It's like, what the hell? Like, oh, that feels good. Oh,
I got my finger on the pulse.
Yeah, it's like your nerves.
Kundalini rising, baby.
Yes.
Like, what is this? That source code. This source code's coming in from the sun, from your life, from you. That's, breathe into it. Be thankful for all the information that's coming through that you're going to know now. Like, oh, you a superhero now. Oh, we not Dumbo no more. We smart Bo, intelligent Bo.
It's changing our DNA. It's shifting things into place, lining us up. Like he said, the Kundalini, but it's lining up our DNA.
Oh, it's rising up.
Can you upgrade? Upgrade.
Oh, that's that
Grand Dawn.
Dragon energy. Oh, it's dragon, the serpent, the wise one. Oh,
it's the year of the dragon.
It is the year of the dragon, they say. Yeah. They say it is the year of the dragon, baby.
Oh,
it is.
Yeah.
Fruit? Do we even know what that fruit was? It was so sweet and delicious. It changed everything. Can I have
dragon fruit?
Shit, at this point, I want to taste it.
True.
That's right.
Fact.
Y'all done talked so much shit about it over the years. I'd like to taste it. What's that fruit taste like? Because that must have been some good ass fruit. They try and do everything to keep you from it. Oh, the devil did that to fruit. Oh the
It's
fruit.
time to
Let's get
turn
the
away from that
fruit.
evil side. It's time to turn away from that evil side and get back to the light, take in more light. And that reminds me of the sun gazing that I wanted to talk about. Because I figured something out like a couple of years ago, maybe 2018, I came across this um, informative workshop, and they were showing us, the guy was giving us tips and hints on how to connect further to the energy of the sun. Because I've been getting downloads all the time from doing the gazing, but what he instructed us on is how you look at it. You look around the sun. You know how they say don't gaze directly into the sun? Well, there's something to that. If you go around counterclockwise, going around the dial, you will, looking around the sun, looking around the sun, looking around the sun, it will begin to amplify and kind of, it's like your eyes are reflecting that light back out. And once you cover all the angles, it's like you can be sitting in the sun, but you'll be able to see the sun like at a magnitude level because you've actually opened up, like, I don't know what it is, but I just know it amplifies, and it feels like the guy on The Boys that has the superpower where I have laser eyes or something.
Yeah. No, that's not, it actually works. I'm sitting there doing this shit right now. Like you can see.
Yeah. Yeah. And you see how it opens up your spectrum of the light. Is like the light gets bigger and bigger until at some point you can actually see no light, but you see the sun. You can actually look into the sun, but it's like because you put that cradle around it, when you look at the sun, it's not harsh for you to look at because you've already protected your eyes by it.
Yeah, it
Mm-hmm.
looks like a hole, like a light hole. And the change, and it
Yeah.
just keeps changing all kinds of colors. It goes purple, then it goes like blue, then black, then white. It looks like the moon now. You know what I'm saying? It's weird. It's just like a little hole, like a little asshole.
A vortex.
Yeah, vortex, portal. It's all the same.
Yeah, just like
Yes.
Asshole, black hole, asshole.
black hole. Can't even see y'all
Yeah,
now. I'm
right.
trying to come back into focus. It's looking purple and shit.
Well, the only thing you'll be able to see now is light. The only thing you can see now is light. If you look at more light, you can see the light. But anything that's dark, you won't be able to see except for in the haze and the glow.
Yep. See, looking at Master Shep right now, we got a greenish, purplish thing going on. And then,
Alien.
yeah. And then, oh man, we got a little gray with some yellowish tint over here. Yeah.
Alien.
Yeah.
So,
Woo.
so glad you could do a live demonstration.
Yeah.
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 Like she's speaking the truth. Like it actually works. The sun is just blaring right now. Like it's like, oh, I see the little
Yeah.
hole, the little circle in John, and it burns. It doesn't. It's not like a burning. It's more of a like, oh wow, like all these colors are
Acceptable.
up
Right.
now.
So let me tell you some of the stuff I've been doing to prepare for this. Not knowing this is what I was preparing for, but knowing that I was preparing for something. I actually it's self-love, basically. When something happens, like I give myself the highest real estate now, like to tune into my own timing and soul and light and voice. It's as though I have to no longer anything else, nothing else is top priority right now. Just right now, and I went through a period of that. Y'all know I ramped up around my birthday, just before my birthday in August. My birthday was in September. I started focusing more and more and more on me.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I also actually had an accident that laid me down. And let me ask something. Olaroon? Is that Olaroon that's on the phone? Who was
No, it's
that?
Makda.
Okay, I'm sorry. I may not know the queen. But what I
Yeah,
was
she's been coming to the temple in person on a regular basis.
okay.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, one love queen. Did we meet?
We did. You came during one of the sessions that I was at, and I was with my friend. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. I do
You
recall.
remember? Yeah.
I do. I appreciate now connecting that dot. Ashe.
Mm-hmm.
But what I was going to speak on was, Tony Olaroon has these Wednesday nights events, singing bowls. And so on the night before Thanksgiving, she was to do one and it was canceled, and I had this energy about me. I wanted to go. I was looking forward to it since that morning. So when it got closer to that time, I started inviting people. I started making my way up there. And then I got the text that it was canceled. So at that point, my energy shifted. And my energy shifted in a way like I was like, okay, I gave my energy to that event and versus me saying, okay, I need to actually do that for myself. Perhaps I need to, pull up some singing bowls on YouTube, or maybe I needed to call you or go downstairs and grab ask about, let's do a singing bowl session. So, but anyway, I harbored that energy a little bit and I ended up falling. That was one of the reasons. There was like 4 other things I was doing some stinking thinking on. But those things all put me into, I guess, a place where I was in a funk. I was in a stinking thinking mindset. And so I injured myself. I say I injured myself, right? So I ended up with something going on with my foot. And so I've had to actually had to really go inside and observe, well, what about my steps is incorrect? What am I doing? And, so now after having, so that was in November. So all of December, I'm in healing mode. I'm in self-preservation. I'm in get back to me mode. Nothing else matters. And if I had not injured myself, I do not believe I would have been in such a focused mindset because, I have done these healing sessions with myself. Usually it's out of mandatory. I do a lot of, what do you call that? Maintenance. I do the maintenance part, but when it requires you to do that focused energy, I didn't give it the priority because I felt all day that day, oh, singing bowls, I need it, and I didn't know what I needed it for, but apparently I was getting in a funky space and I needed to be, tuned back up. So anyway, long story short, I made myself the focus. I made my healing, my journey, my voice, I put it over everything else, And so now I'm so focused and tuned in that all this other stuff is coming in too. It's like, okay, well, I better get back to the big picture, and start hearing all these pieces coming at me, putting the picture together so that I can see more of, my alignments, of my synchronicities, of my timing, of how things line up for me. And so that's what brought me to the point where I could sense this Kali Yuga, whatever, golden age, awakening, right sizing of our DNA, feeling it. I'm feeling some things clicking and popping into place. And I'm like, and it's not like an instant, but it's an incremental paradigm shift. The shift is like my attention is no longer distracted as much as it had been away from what I need to focus on. And like things are popping up and popping up and popping up like roses, daisies, blessings.
It's my coming forth is prepared as the morning. Right? So when Jesus says that, he's like, my coming forth is prepared as the morning. So if you've ever seen the sunrise, what you're describing is the slow, steady sunrise of the sun coming up over the water. And it's so beautiful. It's increments. It's like you said, it's incremental. And then slowly it rises and rises and rises and rises. Just a slow rise until it gets to the top of the sky. You get to the top of the sky. Once you get to the top of the sky, you get the full manifestation of the sun, and everything is right there. And you are feeling this lovely heat energy that is in your bosom. It is deep in your bosom, and it is continuing to burn inside of you. Why is this outside? I'm like, how is it hot outside, but it is hot inside? It is both. It is all of that. Is that connection? Is that the connection between here, this sun and that sun? Because I have solar plexus. I have solar plexus too, and we know what solar plexus means. The solar plexus, that is the soul of everything. It is the connection. What is the plexus? What is the plexus? Oh my God, what is the plexus? You know what the plexus is? The plexus, that is the connectors. It is the headquarters. It is everything. So you've got all of these headquarters and these connections and these things, and this sun, and this everything that is all up in the...
Ashe, Ashe, the inner key. I hear that inner key.
We gonna smoke some shit too. Shit, I think it's start smoke some shit, nigga. We gonna smoke some shit too, then.
You know, and
bases all around.
They say that's not from this planet, from this rock. So it connects us. That it's like you extended your antenna just now, and you tuned into that inner chi, that solar space.
We about to extend our energy too. Shit.
He just did his solar lineup. That's how my downloads come. As soon as I line up, it's like boom. Like when the sun comes up or when the sun goes down, there's a big boom. When the sun goes down and it does those increments, and finally goes down, there's a boom, and there's a boom when it comes up. Like you said, the increment when it finally crosses the horizon, there's like a boom, and then it does its process. But yeah,
a little foil on the end of the TV antenna, so that you could get a clear signal and you could watch Gilligan's Island.
That's right.
That's like,
can you hear right
turn it to the left. Put it to the, like you got to find the signal. Line of sight. You know what I'm saying? Where's the alignment at? That's the same thing with a satellite dish. You got to line. That's why when DirecTV comes to hook your shit up, they put it up on the roof and they be like, all right, bet you align with this certain joint so you can get all the cable or the light codes that's going to come through and manifest yourself on your TV screen. You see what I'm saying? Thus programming you back-to-back cycles around again. So it's the whole thing. What are you programming yourself with? Who's it happening? This is the solar plexus. It is the sun. You are the sun. He's got the solar plexus. It's right there. It is right there. It is shining right in your face, right in front of your face, and you don't see it because you do not look at it. Why have you not looked at it? Yes, you can stare at it. Look, it's right there. It is there, and then I see the circle and the ring. It's like the Lord of the Rings. It's like this ring. You could stick your finger in. Like, oh my goodness.
Ooh. Very good.
Yeah, it's definitely like that. How you said a ring of fire. You know, when the eclipse comes, it's the same sort of scenario where you're getting all of the flares, all of the corona, the crest that's around it. Like, for instance, if you did not know what you did when you opened up your corona, you protected your retina all around, and when you focused that energy, that connected to your solar plexus, just like you said, but it lit a fire in you. And now, it's like I said, that laser eye thing. But what I said that to say is that the sun gazing is like it lights that fire in us. Like it actually activates some codes. It like flips some switches inside of us that we would not be able to get to otherwise if it were not for the light to be able to do that. And that song, Three Blind Mice, See How They Run. Now I'm speaking of that because I feel Parliament, George Clinton, was way ahead of time. Like those seeds that were planted back then. As a funketeer, like I was a true funketeer, it settled in, it set in, and those words, like certain things, like just now Shep said, start singing the song. Well, the 3-hour tour, that particular part of it seems to line up with. I seem to be on a 3-show tour. Just saying how things start lining up when I start listening. The 3 show. Yesterday I was on a show talking about this. Today I'm on a show talking about it. Tomorrow I'll be on my signal. Okay, everybody disappeared. Y'all still there? Okay, time for me to move on and let somebody else have a go at it. But definitely, I feel like the sun is a big part of how we're able to activate those new data codes, source codes that are being sent to us, to get those downloads. Ashe?
Ashe.
Yeah.
You bringing up a lot of correlations or a lot of things. You said the 3 blind mice. You said the 3 wise men. You said the what was that other 3 you mentioned?
Three
It was
kings.
the 3
3-hour
kings,
tour.
right? Yeah, kings, 3 wise men, 3 that. Then it's like the 3 in 1. Then you got the
Or the
3 Hebrew
Trinity.
boys. Then you got the Holy Trinity. You see what I'm saying? It's like all of these different things. So the 3 blind mice, because what did the pyramids represent? Right? The pyramids represented like the three parts of your brain, your hypothalamus, your pineal, and your pituitary gland. Right? And then how that what was that song? See how they see? 3 blind
See
Yeah,
mice
they
how
see
run.
how they
they run.
function or something.
It's I
What
can't
is it
remember
like?
the full verse. They all ran after the farmer's wife. I wonder why. Cut off their head with the farmer's knife. Have you ever seen such a sight in your life? I believe what he does is he's describing how society cut off our heads and how we're running like blind mice. But then we were still able to find the farmer's wife, which the farmer's wife at that point I would say would be like Big Mama. So a lot of his stories in his songs kind of relate to some things that if we wake up to his riddles, his rhymes, that it'll tell us the story. So, but yeah, he's saying that, we running around like we ain't got no guidance, because they cut off our heads. But, because our connection to our upper realm, our upper room, because they're distracting us with all this other light, this man-made light. So and that's where the Illuminati comes from. They're supposedly the enlightened ones who are carriers of light, but you got to come from the darkness to get to the light. So I think there's some a fear that once we get the light, that we'll have so much that'll be given to us as far as knowledge that has now that we're no longer that it's no longer hidden, that it's now becoming a knowing in us, like it's becoming something that we are innately connecting to, we are naturally drawn towards, we are just organically being able to connect and grow and sense and feel, without anybody having to really tell us these things. Like you can say it under this religion, you can say it under that, whatever, because that's basically what it is. They're trying to tell us these things through their stories, through their his story, the hindsight. But we're lining up, and we don't need nobody to tell us that. We already know. We're able to sense some things. We're just coming together as a group to say, hey, you notice that? Let's line up with that. Let's be more on point with, for me as a female, I'm tuning more into my feminine energy, my softer side, my motherly energy, my feminine side. That loving, over mother love has felt like she's been amped up, like given some new telephone books to stand on. some new transmissions, some new levels that I've been able to reach. Ashe.
Ashe. Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, I think George Clinton had a lot. I was funked out yesterday. Shep, I'm sure, had a chance to hear some of my amping up, but I felt like I was getting signals, downloads, things were falling into place while I was listening to his music. And I suggest you and anybody else who's looking for some codes, that if they feel like they in decode mode, go listen to some of his rhymes and rhythms. And, because there is, African rhythm, Indigenous, Native Americans, all these cultural tribes all around the globe, you know, one of the things that leads them is that drum, you know, those certain patterns. One of the drummers in my band from Africa had told me, he told me there's a pattern for meeting, there's a pattern for eating, there's a pattern for, you know, birth or weddings or, you know, there's all these different patterns that they know these patterns when they're patterned out by whoever is the drummers. And so it seems like, you know, that vibranium thing, that Black Panther thing, you know, when they say vibranium, is that purple pulsing close to the earth. You know, I always felt like that vibranium thing was like, I mean, you guys know Go-Go was banned in DC, and it's from DC, but it's banned because it's got such an influence. You know, we all respond to these patterns. You know, yeah, it gets us to dance and move and everything, and everybody on one accord dancing together. But it actually can be used to activate some things, whether we know it or not, whether we're really using it for the right reasons. So for that reason, it can be dangerous. But like I said, I think
that's the spinal
the
cords.
vibranium.
Right, the vibranium or the vibration, that's you're playing the spinal cords, right? And they go inside your spine. So you got spinal cords, which is the same thing playing the guitar. You got the chords that you play on the guitar that are different patterns and so forth in shapes. Your platonic solids are different shapes or whatever and all this stuff. And then you play in those shapes. And then that causes a certain reaction. So you have a certain reaction to certain music that you like, which causes you to dance or snake or squirm or, you know, whatever. So, and there's
respond.
Right, you respond, you react, because that's the same thing with like snake charmers and stuff like that. They're playing the flute and stuff, and the snake is sitting there. He's watching the movements of the sound. He's following the sound. So
he start grooving.
Like exactly. So Parliament Funkadelics, that's like a real deep, because it's the bass and all that stuff, and it's really it's hitting your nerves. In your perineum, in your lumbar area, your spine, the lower parts of your spine. And then that causes it to rise up to your head, and all of a sudden you zoned out. You know what I mean? So it's like all of these different types of music. If you listen to violins are the same thing. That's chords. They pluck in strings. Those are the same strings that roll in your vertebrae. So it's like boom, your nervous system, all of them are in there, and they go from your dick to your neck, to the back of your head, from, you know, all of these nerves and nerve endings, your sacrum. You see what I'm saying? It's your sacrum. That's your sacral area, your sacral chakra. It's all your gut, the Krang or Ninja Turtles. You know?
Yeah, that's a good correlation. Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
So it's beautiful to hear you describing all of this stuff, because it's like, oh yeah, that's the same joint. Like, it's all right, it's all coming together. It's connecting dots and putting stuff together. It's certain songs. You go listen to certain songs. It's like, oh, you feel a certain type of way. The timing of a violin. You know, when they put the bow up there, and it's like, like, oh shit.
Yeah. That's it. That's the science to it.
I'm sorry.
For what? What you sorry for? Why you sorry? Why you sorry?
Oh, well, you zoned out.
The signal's messing up. I'm not hearing.
Oh, yeah.
So I looked up some of the words. So I looked at some of the words. This is one of the songs from George Clinton, right? He says, well, all right, y'all. Star Child, citizen of the universe, recording angels. We have returned to claim the pyramids. Partying on the mothership. I am the mothership connection. He is. If you listen to it, he say, getting down in 3D, light years grooving. If you hear any noise, ain't nobody but me and the boys getting down. He said, put a glide in your stride and a pip in your hip and get down with the mothership. Anyway, all I'm saying is that when you listen to his words, he's not saying anything that, Like he planted those seeds in me years ago.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't thinking about light years ahead of time. Like I wasn't thinking about the pyramids even, you know, or a star child, you know. And so some of the words and things that he planted in me back then, now that my studies are catching up to it, and now that I'm able to correlate the words into, like, there are other songs, you know, Earth, Wind, and Fire, you know, there's all kind, you know, the golden age, golden time of day, you know, Maze, happy feelings in the air. You know, there's a lot of songs that I resonate with that have taught me things that have allowed me to align my energy and my spirit with it. But some of his songs, like he came down out of a spaceship onto his stage. You know, they dressed like aliens, extraterrestrials, you know, people that wasn't from here, you know, and it just seemed like as I was realizing, and it was resonating with me yesterday, just yesterday, yesterday's age, not today's age, but yesterday, I realized where we are right now. And it could very well just be because I am awakening to these things. Like it's been there all the time. I just wasn't tuned into it. So I'm just lucky I'm able to tune into it now. And it's like I was given a blueprint some time ago of what to see, of what to look forward to seeing. So, you know, and I'll find another lyric as we begin to talk again, but just those few words when he talk about the pyramid and star child, and he, you know, he says, if you have any arthritis or rheumatism or any faults or defects, put your hand on the radio. He said, funk not only moves, it removes. Dig. Ah, man.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, my dad used to take me to Parliament live shows. I used to love some Parliament. So anyway, Ashe to my ancestor father, my father in the ancestor realm. He was a cool cat. Yeah.
That's the LP. It's the LP. It's the LP. Lapis Philosophorum. Lapis Philosophorum.
Yeah.
That's the
boy.
Lazuli.
Explain that.
The Philosopher's Stone.
Okay.
It's where all the forces, all
for the
nature reside. Yeah, the Philosopher's Stone. So when they, you know, talk about that pineal, Jacob and pineal, and then, you know, the Philosopher's Stone that the builders refuse, and so forth and so on. Lapis Philosophorum, the LP. So what was one of the castles or something made the lapis lazuli, like the...
Oh, I'm not sure. We can look that up too. But we're also, if I'm not mistaken, I believe we're also broadcasting on my YouTube channel. So hi to my Heart Happy Hour family, all of you. Thank you for joining us on this Soulful Sunday, where Master Shep has allowed me to come on and speak about preparation for tomorrow's energetic portal opening. And we have Tony, who is another of us like-minded folks who are in alignment with getting to know ourselves, you know, our self knowledge, our science of self. And, you know, that's one of the big things that I tout on my Heart Happy Hour is that, you know, the more you're able to recognize things in yourself and learn about yourself, the more you're able to share with others on things they may be able to, like we're doing today. Like, you know, this is all us telling you about what we see. And it just so happens we see in some of the same things, you know, sensing some of the same things, putting some of the same pieces into place to present ourselves with what the big picture is. So I appreciate everybody in that case. Just reminding myself another way that I am preparing myself, which I got away from, but my 5 words of supernatural wellness, I don't mind talking about that at some point, but that's always something that helps prepare me. And what got me to the point where I could get to downloading the gateway meditation, So the gateway meditation came from a sun gazing episode, and so did the name of my company, Love+Art equals Wellness. That came from sun gazing, the download for the 5 words of supernatural wellness. All these things are being given to me, and it's up to me to take the ball and run with it. And it has been resonating with others very, very well with myself, but very well with others as well. We've shared it. Master Shep was instrumental in bringing that to the forefront. I feel like he's the father energy that was brought into the birthing of the gateway, because when I began doing the gateway meditation, as I was getting the downloads, the very first indication in my spirit that it was time to do something of the magnitude of the gateway, it was a dream where a Shep was in it and I was in it, and I was told that there was something that we had in common that we were to raise and elevate, and it boiled down to a breathing exercise that we both learned at like 10 and 11 years old. A breathing exercise that he learned in his state, Alabama, that I learned in my state, DC, but 10 years apart. But we learned that same breathing exercise, not knowing what to do with it, and it now has become a practice that takes me and others, whoever else choose to practice it with me, or that are learning it from us and using their own techniques to add to it or take from it, or whatever they decide is comfortable for them. But it gets you to the brink. It takes you to the stage, where you can actually present your gifts on the altar. You can actually put your seeds into position to germinate, gestate, and birth. So that, in a nutshell, the gateway meditation, the more I practice it, the more I'm seeing some major results. I did it twice yesterday. I'm learning new ways to do it, because I did it I've been doing it in a seated position. And each of those times, because and Tony, I know you know how to do it. I remember you had learned before I shared it with you. You had your way of doing it, but I'm now doing it seated, and I go crouched over and do the birthing breath, almost the position you get into when you got to really, really do a number 2, and you got to let all the air out of you. So once you get all that air, once you get all the dookie, the funk out, and
Right.
and you go there.
All over that one.
Once you get all the funk out, all the air's out, all of the firmament is out, so then you come up and you're holding it, and I just placed my hand over my heart, and immediately I'm able to take off and soar. And the time that I'm gone from here is just like a quick, brief, but the time that I'm actually gone on the other side, when I'm in that place, there's no measure of time. The time is no longer a measurement. It has no perspective. Time is something that we use to measure from here to there, how long it took to get there, how long, or to sync up with other things. I mean, there's so many multiple dimensions of time going on at the same time. I mentioned something.
Test this
Go
one
ahead.
out. Test this one out.
Okay.
And just adding to your repertoire. Try it, the same breathing meditation on your back for 1 hour. And on your stomach for 1 hour.
Okay. I've done it on my back, but I've never done it on my stomach. I got kind of like some floating devices on the front side that don't allow the flat, stomach thing. Maybe I got to put some pillows in place to help.
There you go. Put some pillows in there. Get it, get yourself comfortable. These are all comfortable things. There's nothing about any of this stuff that you're doing that you should feel uncomfortable about, or you should feel restricted, or anything. It's breathing. You trying to let it flow. You see what I'm saying? Break down in beaver dams. You see what I'm saying? That's like, let the water flow. Let it go. It's breathe.
Yeah.
Ashe.
You know.
Woo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that
So
that sitting down way is crazy too. Cause I've done that before, and it's like you gotta hold on to the chair and shit, and you're like, oh, like, let's go.
Yeah. Well, I got arms on my chair, and so when I go down, when I come up, I just lean all the way back. This is the chair I was in. Put my arms on the chair, the arms,
Yep.
and just roll. So I am doing more gateway meditations, and I will give them every full moon. These full moons are now moving around. My next one that's actually scheduled is in March. So I'm going to try then to have everybody do the seated gateway at that point. Instead of, because remember, I think I was trying to do it where people were laying down or standing up even, because that's how I learned it, standing up. But I think the seated and the laying down as an option, second option, can definitely just, all I want to do is give people a glimpse of what to do for themselves.
Yes.
I'm giving instruction. You giving, me hints and tips. A chef the whole time was giving me his input, because he added the tapping of your chakras, during each of our chakra. We did a chakra breath for each chakra, and he would he would activate through not only the breathing, but the tapping of that chakra to break whatever, calcified whatever around any of our ore blockages or whatever is hindering our energy flowing, so our kundalini can line up. But once you at that place, like there's like blast off, and then there's like this cycle that goes like this. When you're in it, it's like you feel like you're moving, but you're sitting still.
Yeah.
The first time I had done it, and I hadn't done it in a long time. But the first time that I was showed this in my dream, and I did it with a chef, I swore they did something to me when I was in. That's why I started doing it in private, because I feel like I've been gone for so long that all kinds of stuff could have happened. That's my paranoia. That's me having to, feel protected and whatever other insecurities that might result from. But
well, be secure in the fact that you became the music. You see what I'm saying? You are the music.
I got the music in me.
That's how music feels. Music feels all wavy and shit, and it feels all good, and it feels like, oh, it's the same beat, and you hitting that spot. You keep hitting that spot. You keep hitting that beat. Keep hitting that beat. You know what I'm saying? And then that beat turns into a beatific heart. And then your heart just beats and beats, and you happen to match my beat. So it's like, oh, I just beat it. Just beat it. Beat it.
Beat it.
Beat it. It's like, yeah, look, all of this stuff is like just different. The chords, beat, hit the tone, the frequency. It's the nerve. You know what I'm saying? The nerve of this whole thing. The nerve.
The audacity. The audacity.
Michael Jackson said he actually wrote that song starting from the beat. Michael Jackson said he heard the beat first, and then it started coming to him what words to put to it. That beat it. It's like, so he's also telling he's got some deep messages in his music too. Some of the songs
he fought from a beat, from the sun. That one joint, you see, you go in a circle, right? Then that creates the tone. You put that counterclockwise circle or that clockwise circle around the sun, and then it creates the whole vision of what it is that's happening. And then you put that in there, and beat it turns into a whole worldwide masterpiece that just started off from one beat, and then the plethora of everything else.
Yeah.
You see, that's like, so you focus on, all right, but you got to start. What's that beat? Y'all can hear the beat. I can hear it. I know it. And then it's real simple. Start playing it. It's like, and then it just repeats. The beat repeats. It keeps repeating. Repeat the beat. Repeat the beat. Repeat the beat. Then the beat turns into some sheet. You know what I'm saying? It's the music. It's all that shit. Like, it's like just flow with it. Flow and allow yourself to be that flow.
Yeah,
You know
the loop, baby. The
life
loop.
is philosopher, my nigga. That's just philosophizing about the
So here's a little bit more of a verse of that same song that we did earlier, because it talks about if you hear any noise, ain't nobody but me and the boys. He said you got to hit the band. Ain't nothing but a party. He said y'all face it. Even your memory banks have forgotten this funk. He said the mothership connection is here. Home of the P funk. Of course, I take partial to my name being P, so I feel like I'm a P funk. But it says
real quick, we got to break that down because that's some heavy ass shit that he just said right there. Okay, you got you got go. Oh man, shit. The first joint he said was remember the band, right?
Yeah, you got to hit the band.
What was the first sentence?
It says it's just me and the boys hitting it. He said you got to hitting it. You got to hit the band.
Hit the
band.
So hit the band. Those are your bands. Those are your Mula bandits, right? You got an ITB band that goes all the way down the side of your body on both sides, and then that connects to like the 4 ventricles in your brain. So when you stretch your neck, you feel this shit here. It's like one of them is a vagus nerve. So you feel one of them here. It's another one over here, and then so those bands are cords. And you can stretch them out. When you do your good morning stretch, you're stretching this long band that's going all the way down all of your chakras. So you got your spinal cord in the middle, you got your ITB, your bands, the IT bands or whatever they would call them, the information technology bands that all massage directly to your brain when you're, they massage the boys, me and the boys, the chakras. You see what I'm saying?
He say, face it. He said, ain't nothing but a party, y'all. Face it. Even your memory banks have forgotten the funk. So he's talking about the face and your memory banks forgetting the funk.
Right. But so that's your whole body. Don't just limit it to here. That's your whole body. We've allowed our bodies to go. So you don't remember. You remember at one point because we all was young. And we did, we always used to be the spring chicken or the stallion in the village. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That horse jumping over everything, doing the damn thing. And then we forgot.
Hey, scared of nothing. We're scared of nothing.
You forgot. You still got it. You still good. You gotta wake that shit up. Wake that pioneer, put the boys up, stretch them bands out, get your chakras spinning, get that music playing, the drums hitting, all of that shit. You gotta get out, breathe, nigga.
Yeah, remember.
That's right.
Put it back together.
I.C.U.
Right. See, some ancient. So he said, so he goes on about the, if you hear any noise, it's just me and the boys. Hit me. He said, you gotta hit the band. So he said, doing it in 3D. He said, let me put my sunglasses on here so I can see what I'm doing. When you hear the seats rumble, you will hear your conscience grumble. Hit me. He said, you got to hit the band. He said, you have to overcome, for I am here. Then he says, swing down, sweet chariot, stop, and let me ride. So that's when he started talking about DC. He said, doing it in the chocolate Milky Way. What's up, CC? Have you forgotten me? Are you hip to Easter Island, the Bermuda Triangle? Go ahead. He said, hey, all right. Ain't nothing but a party, Star Child here, citizen of the universe. I bring forth to you the good time on the mothership. Are you hip? Sing, fellas. If you hear any noise, it's just me and the boys hitting it. That's right, Tony, you hitting it.
Yeah, that joint.
Yeah,
and that's crazy because then that reminds me of the story when Jesus was he hit the bands, right, the 2 chords, and shook up the temple and destroyed everything in the temple. But it's like but in not destroy it as in destroy it, it's more like modify it or enhance it or put it to its true glory of what it actually was and what it represented. Each one of the temples. You know what I'm saying? So destroy, but when you destroy, out of the ashes rise the phoenix. So it's like it's not destruction in a destructive type way. It's an exalting. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like you exalt, you esteem your brother higher than yourself. You exalt the throne of the Most High, and so forth, and push that up, and then it's the newness of life, the gratitude situation, your new temple. It's like, damn, this is doing powerful as shit. You're like, God damn, you got a new temple with some good chords, good bands. You know what I'm saying? Good shit. All good music. It's the music. 7 chakras, 7 notes.
That's right. That's right. Mm-hmm. Yes, and they're infinite combinations.
Raise boom.
So boom boom. Hey, I got one more song I want to read some lyrics to, and this is I want to get funked up. It says, "Good evening. Do not attempt to adjust your radio. There's nothing wrong. We have taken control as to bring you the special show. As we return it to you I will return it to you as soon as we are done grooving. Welcome to," and he talks about WEFUNK Funk. He said, "better known as We Funk, or deeper still, the Mothership Connection." He say, "Home of the extraterrestrial brothers, dealers of funky music, funk, uncut, the bomb, coming to you directly from the mothership, Nibiru. But then there's also," he say, "top of the chocolate Milky Way." So if the original people were of hue or of color, or even if they were blue, it's still, he's classifying it as like our Milky Way. He say chocolate Milky Way, 500,000 kilowatts of P-Funk power. So kick back, dig, while we do it to you in your eardrums. And so anyway, going on down, he say, "make my funk a P-Funk. I want my funk uncut." Now he's also talking about how if you got any faults, defects, shortcomings, or whatever, arthritis, rheumatism, migraines, to put it on the vibe. He said, "I want you to lay it on your radio. Let the funk vibes flow through. Funk not only moves, it removes." It said the desired effect is what you get. That's why I feel like we're living in a vision board video game. Whatever it is you focusing on, whatever you putting in your view, your vision, whatever you focusing your sights on, that's what's going to be coming down the pike for your video game. You're going to see that next. And that may be the reason why you actually haven't thought of this, because it's actually being programmed to you. So you picking up on it's coming. You getting the yellow light, the Q light, when you on air and you put it in Q, it blinks a yellow light at you. Say that again. What was it? The green light?
The green light.
Oh, yeah. Andre 3000. Did you hear his music? Andre 3000's flute?
Not yet.
Yeah.
Man, he is on another level with what he's expressing. It's to me, music talks to me, even though there may not be any lyrics. So I a lot of times can listen to music like Michael Jackson did, listen to the music and put the lyrics to it. And there's probably all kinds of interpretations that everybody else can be getting when they hear the music. What they hear might not be what I hear, what lyrics I come up with, or what's coming from it lining up with me. But that's kind of how I feel like I'm starting to line up with what I put out there. And these are my vision boards behind me, some of the ones that I've done over the years. And like I said, I do have some classes coming up, but definitely play the vision board game. And even if you don't, like Master Chef says, he uses his visualization more on a virtual basis than on a visual basis, which, whatever works. We all have different ways of loving, all different ways of interpreting what they say being taught. Tactile, gifts, all these ways of showing ourselves love, you know, because it's the same. That's what we're looking at. How do I receive love? You know, or how am I receiving back the seeds that I have nurtured and now are coming up as fruit and flowers, fruit of my spirit, you know, things that I can now consume as you know, they're now tangible. They now have materialized. They have become a part of what matters to me. They came from the virtual into the visual. Oh, wow.
Yeah. That goes back to that octopus. Changing shapes, changing all kinds of stuff. Just wow.
I had something, I dreamt about an octopus. I dreamt about an octopus. And then I saw something about an octopus later, but what I saw, I said it looked like an octopus, but it was really a serpent. But it does the same sort of thing as far as the wrapping around. But yeah, that octopus was it was showing me some love.
I mean, you know, I just be meditating on that word sometimes. Octopus.
An eight-sided pussy.
Octopus. Octopus. Suction cups and tentacles. Octopus.
People talk about you're a sour puss if you speak sour words, you know, or shut your puss, you know. They're talking about your mouth at that point, you know. So different representations, but I've heard they, you know,
it'd be at least 8 of them because it's octo. So, you know, so we got what, octomillion. There is an octomillion. You know what I'm saying? That's what, eight commas or something? 8. That's crazy. Octomillion. Can you imagine that?
Oh, wow, no.
Yeah, like million is 2 commas. So octomillion would be what, 8 commas? So that's a much bigger, that's 1,000 billions. You know what I'm saying? Like that's crazy. Imagine all that feeling and that processing, because each one of those tentacles has its own brain. You see what I'm saying?
Wow.
Just the one here, you feeling stuff. And think about your fingers. If your eyes were closed and you was feeling something, you was in the car, you know, you could feel, okay, that's the steering wheel. You know, you don't even have to see it. You sitting there, okay, that's the latch to open the door. That's the window. That's the windshield. You know, it's a brain that's inside of these things when your eyes are closed. With your ears, if you close your ears and you just sitting somewhere and you can hear what's going on in the other room. You can interpret what's happening. You was listening. You was eavesdropping. You know what I'm saying? You see, that's another brain. All of these chakras. Each chakra is a whole brain within itself that rolls into the other brain. They all got their own brain, and they all know what the other one knows. It's just on different levels, different frequencies.
That reminds me of what Terrence Howard was talking about when he was saying, because you know he's talking about the flower of life and that he was able to make it more concise, you know, as far as the calculations and the way he uses numbers is slightly different, you know, which makes all these calculations that come after different. But he talks about, you know, he teaches, like I use my right and my left hand to write, but I also and to use my clicker on the computer, the mouse, I use my left hand and my right hand, you know, and so the more I start being more ambidextrous, you know, I hurt my foot. So the same thing. Now my other foot has to kind of compensate a little bit, but now the other foot is like so cold with it, you know, like precise and everything. So I'm like tuning up my right and my left side, but you know, it's also awakening some new connections in the way I use my brain because of how the new ways I'm using my body. So, you know, I feel as though I hear differently too now. You know, whereas I had an issue with one of my ears, it's balancing out a little more because I'm doing these exercises. I'm listening to, so these multiple dimensions at the same time, I'm just like fine tuning this machine.
So you mentioned Terrence Howard, right? So what Terrence Howard is talking about is the Pythagorean theory, which talks about
Yeah.
numbers, tones, and how these numbers and tones all come together into frequencies. So when the frequencies come and you hit the tone E, right? Your tone E. These are musical tones, right? This is going back to your sound of music with the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. When you hit these tones, they send a reaction, right? Because your ear is connected to all of the organs in your body. And when that vibration hits these antennas, it sends forth a healing vibration which raises you up out of dis-ease. And therefore it translates and transforms, transmutes this diseased energy into ease energy. They're changing from darkness to light, and then the full manifestation of a miracle or magic has happened because you have raised your vibration to no such.
And that takes you back to what George Clinton was saying.
That's
you know,
the same
he was
thing. They both
doing it to you in your ear hole. Yeah. He said doing it to you in your ear hole, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do agree with, you know, we're discovering more and more, and this is again the science of self. The more we're able to incorporate these other facets of energy, whatever resonates with us. You know, like not everything everybody says that I'm listening to, because, you know, I'm listening to Black Magic 363, Rod Hayes, Young Elder, Billy Carson. You know, not everything all that they say resonates with me. Phase
That's
One.
They all tell you to listen to yourself.
Right.
They all tell you to know yourself. All of
and
them.
do your
They
own
all
research.
the same thing. We all are talking the same thing. The book that we
Yep.
read is talking the same thing. That gave us the knowledge to talk about this stuff, which awakened the knowledge that was already in us to go back within ourselves to find out more of the same thing. The
Right.
people in church, that's the Bible. They're trying to fit. They all reading. Christ said, "I am the way, the truth, and the light." He didn't say you are the way, the truth, and the light. He said, "I am your example." So don't follow me, follow you. Follow me in you. You to you to you to you. You, I'm the king of the yous.
Right. In this discussion, Soulful Sunday discussion is the same thing. Whatever we discuss, it's the same thing. So we share it from a different perspective to get a full, more broader understanding of the same thing, which we already know.
Right.
Yes. And then we say how we're using it. Right.
Yeah.
Then we say how we're using it. How our story aligns with how we're using what we already know as we discuss it. Yeah.
Exactly. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. All of them had a perspective. They all saying the same thing. Blessed
Exactly.
are the poor in spirit. You know, there's all kinds of different. Go follow me. Make you fishermen. Be like, yo, teach you how to fish. Be like, yo, you can teach a nigga how to fish, or you could give a nigga a fish, and you can teach a nigga how to fish. You know what I'm
Which
saying?
is more beneficial. Mm-hmm. Well, I want to look at that word know, because, you know, in knowing, so you believe something or lie it until it actually happens. And then you know it because you know that it happened. So I feel like that the knowing part of knowing thyself, that word I also feel has in the Bible was used, you know, that the husband got to know the wife, you know, meaning that they actually were making love
Entangled.
or getting intimate. Right.
So
get intimate with yourself, like know yourself, like love yourself, like love up on your inner person. Your inner self is trying to send you things, and the more you're able to line up with loving up and putting yourself into that energy of, you know, being able to receive, being open, being receptive to the spirit, the more you're open and receptive to that spirit, the more you can know, the more it can get to know you, the more you can get to know it. So that relationship, that synergy, that lining up of that energy, that synchronized energetic moment, those moments are you actually knowing yourself, getting into that place of your knowing. And so, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm getting to know. I'm
Yeah,
getting to know.
that, that's the harmony. That's the harmony, right? So you got harmony and melody, and then when they all come together, then it gets that whole, you get music. It's a part of music, right? So when you're getting to know somebody, right? It's like for me personally, I look at it like this. If I'm getting to know somebody in the Bible, when it talks about knowing he knew her, which I interpret that as they started fucking, like you said, they was making love. He knows her. They getting deep into each other, like he knew her in every way, shape, and form. So when you believe in something, right, or you got, what's the definition of faith? Substance of things hoped for and evidence of things not seen, right?
Faith.
Like you
Right.
said, be lie until it happens, right? Because to be real, is that a lie? Substance of things hoped for, evidence of things not seen. I don't see it. I don't have it. It's just there. I'm just making this shit up. So I believe that this shit is happening until I actually know, or it was affirmed from whatever it is that made you affirm or to step it over to the actual manifestation of it.
Create space for it.
Right.
Well,
Like, do you actually know that, or you just believe it? Yeah, you believe all day. You can believe that you can have this and that, but do you know that? Do you know that? Is it actually right here in front of you? Because you can actually do that. That's the
so
I
act.
can
question.
smell it.
Throw something out there. As one who believes that all things are valid and knows that all things are valid. So my person knows that everything in existence is valid. Otherwise, would not be in existence. Evidently, the Creator, God, Mother, Father, if the shit exists, evidently the motherfucker knew it as a reason for it.
Mm-hmm.
So we talk about beliefs. My person says, well, shit, that motherfucker must be valid somehow. And so the analogy of that is my person has gone to the store once to get something, and the motherfucker store was closed. And so the thing is, looking back, it was like, my person did not know the store would be closed.
Mm-hmm.
We believed it would be open. It didn't know it didn't, because if it knew it was closed, it wouldn't have went. Since it did not know, it operated off belief. It went to the motherfucker store. The motherfucker store was closed. So my person got to say, motherfucker, belief is a valid thing. Because a nigga will operate on beliefs on a daily basis. Because it don't know some shit gonna happen like this, but because it believes it's gonna be okay. But once shit happen, like, well, goddamn, if we would have known this shit, we'd have stayed our ass at home.
Did
So
you
just
consult the
saying,
Google guides?
huh?
Did you consult the Google guides?
Well, no, this could be about, it's a principle here. Because
Okay.
if you listen to the principle, you may look at your own life and say, and just think, you may have said to yourself, if I would have known this, I wouldn't have done it.
Well, maybe it
Which
prepared you for the next
which
time.
but see, listen, which implies you believe it would go this way. You believe this, but if I'd have known this, I wouldn't have done it. If I'd have known this, so just by that statement, if I'd have known, that implies you operated from belief. And again, by saying because it is in existence, my person takes it as valid. And as a student of the Kemetic tree of life, the deity that governs belief is called Sebek. In Yoruba, it's called Alewa, also known as the trickster and the way opener. Throat chakra, the way opener. Whatever you
So
speak, it opens
it
the
opened the
way.
way. It
So here's
opened
the
the way
thing.
for you to go. So what happened on the way to, and what happened on the way from? Did something happen that maybe you were supposed to line up with something that happened that day?
Here it is. Again, it's the principle. We're not going to focus on the one detail of going to that particular story. To my
I'm just
person's
saying.
51 times around the sun, right? 51 times around the sun, it is saying that it has experienced it enough times and to say, okay, this thing of belief identifies with the deity of Sebek. The planet is Mercury. My person has a correlation with the throat chakra with thinking. So it says if it exists, then how can we use this thing to our advantage? That's all. That we say is
Okay.
it how can it's my person's story. It says the motherfucking belief is a valid thing. So it chooses to believe something and use it to its advantage.
Right.
That's
So,
all.
okay. So, all right, because I like where this is going. This is beautiful. it seems to me that belief and knowing, like you say, both are valid, but they're on two different levels.
Yeah.
You
Two
see
different
what I'm saying?
dimensions.
Different
Right.
frequencies, right?
Yep.
So,
Yep.
but still one somehow. You see what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Because it's levels of it. It's levels to it. If your belief, let's say, just to throw it out there, if your belief had been knowing, then you would have moved when the store was open.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Or you would have
Right.
changed that in your mind, and the store would have been open when you got there.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? So
Right.
it's like, because the owner, he could have, even if the store was closed, he could have just been stopping by to do something, saw you there, hey, come on in, no problem, you can get whatever you want, do your thing,
Right.
about to leave. You know what I'm saying? It's just the timing of everything. So what it seems is like, if there was a unalignment or something that was off, or something that created that experience to get to the store and it be closed so that you don't achieve your goal, there's like some part of the plan that was missing, so to speak, or something that wasn't aligned, is what I feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
Right. And it could be with anything, even if not a
right.
store. It could be going to meet somebody. It could be a goal you got to get in this thing, whatever it may be.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Well,
Yeah. Yep.
I've had things happen so where I've actually moved on something that I was thinking, okay, I'm leaving to do this, but instead I seem to be prepared now to do something else, which if I had not prepared myself to do the other thing, I would not have been ready to do this other thing that now I lined up with. So a lot of times when I prepare myself to go do something, and I've seen that where it's been, oh, well, I came to this place. So then I have to actually sit there like, okay, well, why did I really come here? Well, what was it that I was really
Ah.
supposed to be listening to? So something else is going to happen. So maybe somebody, like you said, the store owner I would see that the store owner is there, and he'd be like, oh, well, what, or whatever it was that I was supposed to be meeting up to. Now it's like my spirit has me to move on certain things because it knows that's what will motivate me. But then when I get out there, that's not what the real thing was that was supposed to happen. Something totally different happens. But had I not prepared myself for what it told me I was preparing for, or what I was thinking I was preparing for, or what the motivation was putting me in position to be prepared for, I would not have even been to the, like,
You prepared all
yesterday.
that shit. You got all that shit. You prepared for it all. You good. Just walk by faith, not by sight. Right? That's
Right.
like, just walk out. We good. You don't need nothing. Jesus told the disciples, he was like, yo, don't take nothing with you. Don't take no money. Don't take no food. Don't take no clothes. Just take what you got. Get the fuck up and roll. That's it. Wasn't nothing. Don't worry about how you going to get this and how you going to get that. What you going to do. Don't worry about nothing. It says it right there. It's in red. 4 different niggas said in the same thing.
It's in red, so that's it, right?
Get the fuck up. Leave everything you got. He told the rich young ruler that. He's like, yo, just get up and roll. That's it. Come on, come with me. Oh, wait, nigga, wait. I just gave all this charity and all this shit to all these poor people, and I got all of this valuable shit. You want me to just leave it right there? Like, ew, God, that's nasty. Said he walked away sorrowfully.
They say you can't take it with you.
Yeah, that's
so
what he's like. You can't take it with you. It's like, where you going? They got shit there.
I don't know yet. I'm on my way, though.
Yeah.
The destination will be defined as I go along.
Right. No guarantees. You just know that the guarantee is the guarantee. That there's no guarantee that there's a guarantee, but it's a guarantee. I can guarantee that. It's guaranteed. All that. You know? They got shit. They got better shit.
So that's what I think. I think you just sometimes have to prepare yourself for not just that, to know that it's a multi-dimensional occurrence, that everything you do is multi-levels to it. So when you do put yourself into position for readiness, don't just be ready for that, which you just were focusing on. Be ready for whatever you're supposed to be ready for, whatever that else is.
Right. And
be ready, be prepared.
I'm going to tie this in. Something came up earlier with the octopus. My person had to upload then of, reaching the vibrational state of feeling the chi in its purest form, the vibration of feeling the essence of creation. You see, of feeling what does a gateway feel like? Why is it important for my person? Because at that point of feeling what gateway feels like, we're feeling the energy. We're feeling the energy that sustains all of creation. And so we're not moved by what happens, the details that may take place in any dimension, because we feel the peace of God that passes all understanding. We feel the underlying vibration that supports those who are very excited in this moment and those who are experiencing persecution. People are experiencing different shit at the same time right now. My person feels
all of it.
right, but it feels is at the bottom of the ocean watching the waves. It feels the ocean, is aware of the waves, but it's not moved by the waves because it's the ocean. So, and with that context, it goes back to the knowing. This is how we tie that knowing into the belief. From this perspective, my person believes it is at a place of knowing all things. So that, as you said, even if the store would have been closed ordinarily, my person know that mother will be on when we get there for whatever reason. And we may know this, we may even know the detail that he's coming back. You know, if you say, well, we thought was going for this, we believe was going for this something, but we got here. No, that wasn't it. It's like, oh, you prepared for this thing, but this really was going on. So from this perspective of my person talking about of this vibration, it's gonna know. We're gonna go over here because people think it's gonna happen, but then so and so gonna come in and ask for this. They're gonna call this chain reaction. We're gonna know the whole play by play. When people be surprised that we didn't even know that was gonna happen, but a nigga knew because he's vibrationally before all of that happens. So as it begins to play for this timeline, you're seeing the energy as it comes into play. You're aware of it as it comes into play to make this timeline, as well as you're aware of the energy that goes to make the other timeline, because of the awareness from the stillness of the vibration of knowing all things, connected this much to God, to source energy. So this is shit my person is working on. This is shit that thinks about every goddamn day and shit like that. So it's these discussions. We like, oh, this shit is good. Now what do we got from this from our motherfucking octopus? That motherfucker can do. That motherfucker can. That the octopus becomes shit any goddamn thing. So niggas like, well, shit. How do we do that? Spirit said, keep breathing and be still, and know. Be still and know. And so if my person is not still and knowing, it is moving and believing, which is okay because shit, motherfucker. You want to know what belief experience feels like? You believe some shit, do what they have, like, oh yeah, I hope I'll be, yeah.
That's flowing. That's you flowing. That's you getting into the flow. That's you. That's that water effect, that wavy effect. That's you getting into the water, getting into the flow of things.
Hey, and the thing is, we say it now, like you say, light comes from darkness. So nigga, go to dark, go to stillness. And then when the light comes from here, when the action comes from it, you right here with it. You riding no matter what it is. If you choose to. Because you can choose not to ride that motherfucker. Because you just be still. Just be still.
And know.
And know.
And get to know.
Wait. Real quick. Did the verse say be still and believe that I am God?
It said be sure and know.
Somebody need to keep it one way because I'm confused.
But see, dig it. That's what my person said. It said, okay, be still and know. Or you can move and believe. Because moving is different from being still. So if you still and know, then you move and believe.
Wow, we got people commenting on YouTube and stuff. I'm now seeing Cactus is saying this is eye-opening. One love, Cactus.
Indeed, indeed. Just throwing a few comments out there. It just popped up here, evidently. You know, the portal is open. She said the portal is open. That was the first one. The portal is open. So, right.
Let's go. You know, is it moving in stillness?
Everything is in motion. Everything has a frequency. Everything has a vibration.
Right.
So yeah.
So as above, so below. As within, so without. Right? If it's moving and it's still. If it's still, then it's moving. Are trees moving? Yes, they are.
Yeah.
All the time, constantly
As they
moving.
grow.
That tree's been right there for 200 years. It's moving.
Right.
It's getting bigger, but it's still. But it's moving. But it's
okay.
What?
Okay.
What?
You're right. You're right. This is beautiful. Again, my person says every creation is yes and no. The most beautiful example it has of its own self and its own emotion, so to say. It knows that if something happens, and if there's an experience, and my person is attached vibration to that, then my person will get what they call an emotional state. It may say some things that is not intentional. Yeah, my person just, okay, this shit is going on. Let's calm the fuck down. Don't react, respond. They say react, respond, right? Using those examples that we familiar with. If a nigga slow down and respond, he's still moving, but now he's moving in knowing that this is, he knows exactly what he's doing, why he's responding like that.
All knowing.
All knowing. But a reaction, you just So so with action, there is action in knowing and there's action in not knowing. Or ignorance. Ignorance. And if you neither know, you're in ignorance. And if you're in ignorance, then that can be also a belief. You don't really know you're ignorant. You believe something. You believe you should respond. You should just do whatever that is. Versus you knowing, nigga, let them calm down and think about this shit because we don't want to make shit even worse than what it is. How to make this shit right?
When you know, but you knew you was ignorant.
Sometimes, but sometimes not. Sometimes
you were moving
not.
from ignorance.
Some shit. You see what I'm saying? You knew you didn't know what you said. You knew you were stupid.
but you don't know until you know, though. Cause think about it. You personally can look back some things my person did was like, man, was young and dumb back then, but did not know. we at the time, well, we knew. Okay, yeah, we thought we knew. As I say, I thought I knew. I thought I knew everything. But the shit that you was asking, nigga, didn't know. Right.
No one knows what the nose knows till the nose.
We didn't know we were stupid until we got to the point where, damn, nigga was stupid back then. But you thought you knew.
What did you know? You knew something. Something you knew. Yeah. You knew something. Whatever you knew it. And then it was like, oh shit, what the fuck did I know? See,
the motherfucking colonizers, they said some information said, if you believe this, then you'll know. That's what they say. They put information out there like, this is it. This is how you act. This is how you respond. This is what life is all about. This is how you're supposed to deal with situations. This is how they put this shit out there. So we thought we knew.
We get a lot of formulas with the missing links, but sometimes that inner knowing is what fills in those missing links. I feel like that there's a lot of information that is out there, but you just got to dig into it to get the fullness of it. And that's kind of the way that I try to live in a lifestyle that allows me to get into the fullness thereof, like not just the first 2 levels, but adding on all the levels so that the multidimensional experience can line up. Just FYI, one of the things that I do that help me to line up with multiple dimensions and frequencies is when I use several, I play the same song from 3 or 4 different devices. And when those songs, when they play, eventually they start lining up where they start harmonizing with each other. And so that's kind of like an exercise for me to be able to use the different dimensions as they're as I'm experiencing them, to recognize them being influences in order for me to be able to line up with the harmony of it all, you know. So I just wanted to share that real quick because that's recent development. I shared it with you, Ashep, but one of the ways that I'm able to tune into the multiple, the massive, the you know, all these occurrences, these different timings that are happening, these different timelines that I'm lining up with, all these different things that are expected to happen. In some cases, I'm not expecting other things to happen. And so when those things come into the whole big picture of it all, I have to harmonize all these events. So that's me just using that as a tool to exercise my my different sensitivities, all of my spiritual hearing, spiritual sight, spiritual knowing, all of that. Say that again.
4-part harmony.
All of the harmonies, yes. Harmonizing them to be able to synchronize and to be able to tune into all of the different, you know, multifacets as they occur, like the 8-armed or the octopus sort of thing. You know, I'm still flowing in all of these different areas, like we said about Terrence Howard, you know, using our right and left brain, like all of our rhythms. As I start to coordinate the rhythms, you know, it lines up and synchronizes better once I start recognizing that there are those to be able to tap into. Ashe, one love. Ashe, one love. Olaroon, Oshun. In the house.
One love.
Ashe. So we got the Singing Bowl crew on today. All of y'all tuning up and helping us stay tuned. Yeah. That's right. That's right. Ashe. How are you today?
Yeah.
How are you today, goddess? Can you hear me? Can you hear the words coming out of my mouth? Maybe her picture's stuck.
Maybe.
Okay, so maybe the signal's not coming through. Okay. Because I was just asking about her. I wonder did a little birdie tell her, come on and get happy. Forget your troubles, come on, get happy.
Yeah.
I see a smile. Olaroon Oshun, can you hear us, darling? Okay. Look at you. You try to see inside of there. Can you see? Get that signal together.
Where is she?
All right.
What is it? Bring her forth.
Over yonder.
Speak thou, lovely goddess, most high.
All is well.
There is she. There she is. One love, Ashe, Ashe.
Yeah. Another thing that came up with just sharing about the song, you know, the Funkadelics, and it's mentioned like Earth, Wind, and Fire, and you know, Maze, The Golden Time. But they started mentioning these songs. It was again a good reminder of the similarities that we all share, you know. And again, how, you know, a lot of times your person, you like to say that the religion, the spirits, and religion, science, and spirituality of life, you know, we just kind of bring them to the forefront and just share some light on them and just share how we are implementing and using these things, you know, because that's it. There's a lot of information out here, you know. It's a lot of you know, what they say, YouTube University, Gaia TV, Clubhouse, you know, all kind of shit, all kind of philosophies, information, you know. So we just want to come together and just talk about how we use shit, you know, do some clarity and say, okay, how we putting it together and how it's benefiting us, and you know, Yeah. Sure. That's the whole idea behind these Soulful Sunday discussions, discussing the relevance of these things from our perspective. And as we do so, we open up others' insight and like, oh, damn, we even see it that way. Oh, that's how you use it. Oh, it's really making these connections, dynamic connections. So
Right.
that's what we are.
Cause the nigga might think this way, right? And the nigga
Right,
you think
right,
another way. And I'll be like,
right.
hey, yo, you know what, nigga? When you actually think about that, nigga, we thinking the same way, nigga. I felt you saying.
And they're like, oh, that's why I fucks with you. That's why I fucks with you.
Hey, bro. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Man, you mean all this time I was saying it this way and you were saying it that way? Oh, shit. Yo, that's crazy. Oh, man, language barrier in English. Damn. You know, I didn't even know what you was talking about. You know, you go from down south, you go down north. It's like, it's all kind of crazy shit. Shit'll switch up on you real quick. And be like, well, what
Right,
you say,
right.
bro? What's the key?
You guys
Is
decide what we're doing yet?
But
No,
I
we're
feel the
snowing. And
frequency.
y'all called me with all that
Frequency is all
hoopla
good.
and all that stuff.
It's snowing.
Room coming
On
in
the
hot.
road there.
Coming in
On the
hot.
road there.
Damn,
Right.
it's working.
Yeah.
Ashe. She got the baby in her arms. Oh no,
Mm-hmm.
she in the room with the babies.
All right. Yeah.
Okay, so Olaruno Oshun, you got something to share with us? You got some knowledge you want to drop on us? Anything beautiful you want to share?
Knowledge.
Yes.
Drop that knowledge. Drop that knowledge.
Maybe she can hear us. Olaruno, you can hear us?
Yes.
Okay. Drop some knowledge, darling. Give me a
I
jewel.
don't have any,
You don't
sweetheart.
have any? How did
No,
Wednesday go? How did the singing bowl class go?
it was nice.
Beautiful, beautiful. That rooftop atmosphere is so beautiful. I apologize
Yeah.
for missing. I was actually out in front of the building Wednesday night. I was conducting business. I never made it upstairs. I never made it to the roof.
Wow.
But you know, I made
You
a
know,
couple $100 worth of business that night. So I missed it. My apology. But I was there in spirit.
It's okay.
you know
I was
what's
right
actually
out front.
is that gem that Olaroon just dropped. Y'all, we missed it. We almost missed it. She said, I don't have none. You know what I'm saying? Which means you have everything. You're still
Mm.
I don't
Mm.
have none, which means I have everything.
Yeah.
That is the
Right.
all. Just with these, she started
Right.
to tap
Right.
tones.
Right.
Like, look,
Yeah.
my nigga. Yeah, I am. And oh my goodness, in my big pink chair on my throne, just chilling. I don't have none, which means I got all.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah.
She's just not giving, you know, you don't tell everybody everything. Like she got something. She definitely got it. But she's
No, she just
not at the
did.
place.
She just told everything.
It is.
Okay. Okay.
And everything is everything.
Everything is everything.
Yeah.
Everything is everything. It's all. I don't none. I have
Okay.
all.
So
You
what
know,
are we done sharing? I know we've been playing, working at play, playing at work, having a ball, having a good time.
Yeah. So let's see what they say, closing time, closing remarks, takeaways, uploads, what is it that, most important, whatever come to mind, just as we yeah, prepare to continue to be.
Well, I just want to share as we line up with this vortex, this portal that'll be open from 1 a.m. to, from 1 a.m. to 7 a.m. tomorrow, tonight, wee hours, that we just open ourselves up, that we just put ourselves in a very relaxed position. It was also one of my mentors had suggested that you maybe even take a bath, do some self-love things, you know, put yourself in the most comfortable zone, get into a Zen zone, you know, and be open and receptive, you know, listen to the inklings. And it's kind of just the start. It's just the tip of the iceberg. It's just the beginning. Whatever you plant in that time, in those seeds, whatever are manifesting and are starting to show any signs of life, those things will be developing as we go, you know, move into this next phase. This is just the shifting that we're receiving. You know, we're getting the source codes that are now going to go into effect, into a more aligned, synchronized movement towards whatever the mission is, the quest is, whatever the goal is. So, you know, just line up with, open yourself up, you know, whatever it takes for you to get to that relaxed place. Listening to music, listening to, you know, light some incense, burn some candles, say some mantras, do some meditation. Just open up. Yeah. I do have something else to share later, but that's after everybody else puts in their 2 cents on what can we take away from this.
As my person mentioned earlier, this is the epitome of being, of existing, which is simply sharing for clarity, sharing for inspiration, sharing for unity. Because in this type of sharing, we become one as we open up to the different perspectives on reality and find the common denominator. And so the takeaways, as Person MotherLove mentioned, you know, with her the people that she watch on YouTube. So she doesn't agree with everything, but yes, she has some takeaways. So here we just here to share our story, our journey, our partake on reality, and to embrace the takeaways, which unifies us into the one vibration of the all, which that's all that exists is the all. So as we open up to the many perspectives of the all, we become one with the all, and aware what the all feels like. That's one. With gratitude to each and every one, those seen and unseen, and those who have yet to see. Gratitude for everyone in all things, in all dimensions.
Gratitude.
Gratitude.
I was here,
Y'all ever do sizes?
obviously for the discussion, but
I can't hear with the bowl when you're at the same time, Shep. I apologize.
That's okay.
Continue.
I wasn't here for the discussion portion of this this moment in time right now, but what I did enjoy is the vibration of love shared here, and so I am basking in that and taking that with me from this connection.
Love.
Take that.
Much love, and more love, and more love. More love. Bruce, more love. Bruce, more love. Octopus love. That's 8 times the love. 8 pussies. 8 pussy love. Wow.
He said ain't nothing but a party.
Ain't nothing but a party, me and the boys.
P-Funk baby getting them bands together.
Yo, that's what it is. That's what it is.
Swing down, sweet chariot, stop and let me ride. So the cosmological lineup is the chariot is laying it down. Let's get on and take a ride for this cosmological effect.
Right. Swing down, sweet chariots, come, and let me ride. Whoo, Lord, that's what I'm talking about.
Another Christos experience. When that oil come down from that pond down that spine, the crystals come down.
Yeah, that's another thing. We got 12 Christmases. We got a Christmas every month. Every month, when your sun sign lines up with the moon, when your sun sign is in the moon, then you have another Christos opportunity, another Christmas. Every
Yeah.
month, we have 12 Christmases, like the
Yep.
12 days of
12,
Christmas.
just 12. Shit, that shit happens every time you masturbate. You get to
Well,
that
it
shit,
could
you
be
get the
Christmas every
yeah,
day.
Every time,
that's just how it is. Shit.
every
Gets
time
me
you
lit.
masturbate and slave bait.
Exact. All
Or
that. Yeah,
in
exactly.
Masturbate,
what do you call
slave
it,
bait,
Chef? Ejaculate.
slave bait, yeah.
Yeah,
Ejaculate,
exactly.
yeah. All of that.
Yeah, all of
Hmm.
that. All of that on time.
Harness your energy.
Yeah,
Sex
all of that
magic, even.
on time.
Right.
Yeah, that's just.
Yeah.
She said, "I'm out."
Right.
Too much.
Well, all right. That's
So,
it. Unless
but
you
let
have
me
one
say
more thing,
one.
Precious. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yes, one love. And I mentioned that I'm on a 3-show tour. So yesterday I was on Eye of the City on windc.com. That's also on my page. Then today I'm on Soulful Sunday, and tomorrow I will be on Melanin Monday, which is where they're interviewing Rich from Black Magic 363. Blue Pill and Red Pill, their show is Melanin Monday. One of them will be in Denver, but they're going to be broadcasting, and I will be participating in a part of that event.
Cool. That's all
So
right.
that can be watched on YouTube as well as on their website for the broadcast. Ashe?
Oh
I
shit.
say maybe you should put the link in the comments or something on the video or something like that.
Ashe. Right. I don't have it at the moment, but as I get it, I will post it and on the YouTube broadcasts on the
Cool.
comments. So look it up, Melanin Monday,
All right.
and participate if you can. If not, I'm gonna do my thing and make sure that I share as much of my light as possible. And I appreciate you giving me the chance, Master Shep, to share my light. I appreciate you, Master Tony, for adding the level of fun to it, that lightens the energy, that taking it light, taking it easy. This should not be a hard process. And we've delivered some hard process. We've delivered some beautiful nuggets and some beautiful jewels. And I hope that we've sparked something in somebody who they want to go research or find further knowledge about, and knowing themselves and knowing what's going on with themselves at this time for this cosmological event, but then in general as well. So one love and wellness. Ashe. Love
I
plus
say
art
that's
equals
the
wellness. Heart happy
All
hour.
right.
Great talking
There it
Thank
to
you,
you.
is.
family. Thank you. One
All right.
love.
Indeed. See you next strong.
Indeed.
Next Sunday.